Hello children, I'm going to read a story from the Bible. In this version of the Bible it's called The Marvellous Picnic. You may know it as the time when Jesus fed the 5,000. It wasn't long before lots of people wanted to hear Jesus talk about God, and many more wanted him to make them well, because Jesus was both a teacher and a healer. So people followed him everywhere, from town to town, from city to country, and all the way back again. "We need a rest," Jesus said to his friends one day. So they took a little boat trip across Lake Galilee, hoping to camp for a while in the hills beyond. But the people were so eager to see Jesus that they raced around the shoreline to meet him on the other side. Jesus was tired, but when he turned and saw all the people following him up the hill, he stopped. "They're like sheep without a shepherd," he said to his friends. "They need someone to show them the way." So he sat himself down right then and there and started to teach. "God loves you," Jesus said. "He knows what's best for you. The most amazing things can happen when you trust him." Jesus said a lot more than that. He taught all day, in fact, and by then the people were hungry. "Philip," Jesus called to one of his friends, "can you go out and get some food for these people?" Philip just laughed. "There are more than 5,000 of them. It would take 6 months' pay to feed them all." Then Andrew, Peter's brother, spoke up. "There's a boy here, Jesus, who has a little food. 5 loaves of bread and a couple of fish. It's not much, but it's a start." "So it is," grinned Jesus, and he rubbed his hands together as if he were about to go to work. "Make the people sit down in little groups. Tell them we're going to have a picnic." Jesus' friends looked at him, and they looked at the little boy's lunch, and they looked at the enormous crowd. Then they looked at each other and shrugged. "All right," they agreed, "whatever you say." Jesus smiled as he watched them go. Then he bowed his head, thanked God for the food, and started breaking it into pieces. The friends returned and began to pass out the pieces. And to their amazement, there was plenty for the first group, and the second group, and the third group, and then every group, plenty for everyone, more than enough to go round, so much in fact that there were 12 baskets full of leftovers to take home. The people patted their tummies. They struggled to their feet and wiped the crumbs from their mouths. All Jesus' friends could do was stare. "It's just as I told you," said Jesus. "God can do the most amazing things. All we have to do is trust him." Then he smiled at his helpers, popped a chunk of bread into his mouth, and started off for home. Now that was an amazing miracle. Feeding all of those people with just a few loaves of bread and a couple of fish. But it inspires us to think about what we can do to help others and how we can share what we have. I'm going to say a small prayer now, children. If you'd like to make it your own, you can say Amen at the end. Father God, help us to be grateful for all that we have and to appreciate what has been created for us. Also, remind us to share what we have and to do all we can to help others and be responsible for our communities around us so that nobody has to go without. Amen. Thank you for listening, children.